Missouri. It's November 16th, the opening day of Missouri's rifle season. We're sitting in one of our redneck blinds. This morning we were up on a ridge, and we saw quite a few deer. I think we saw 13 or 14 deer, and I believe one mature buck there, but it just didn't come within range. But we are sitting over a pretty good sized field. I've got several shot opportunities up there, about 200 yards, and then we do have one pond sitting out here that the deer have been coming out to water to, and that works out pretty good. This is about the closest water source that they've got, and I've got one of my Browning Defender cellular trail cameras running over here, and I know there's at least one mature buck moving through. It is kind of warm right now. I think it's about 58, but it should be dipping back down into the 30s this evening. And then I think we'll probably be sitting about 40, 42 degrees with the south wind by the time it hits right around 5 o'clock. So we're sitting here almost 2 o'clock, so we got quite a bit of time. But the cameras have been telling me that those deer have been coming out here to this field anywhere between 2:15 and 3:30. So we want to make sure we allowed ourselves enough time, get up here, get everything kind of calmed down a little bit, and I think it ought to work out pretty good. So we'll get the rest of our gear set up and take you guys along. Well, as you guys can see, I just punched that guy out. He actually took off north there along the fence line and ran straight towards us, actually. And looks like I center punched his lungs, and he actually expired right there at the fence. He tried to jump over, just didn't have enough power to get the job done. So that's a dandy deer. That's one of the deer that was on my hit list. Extremely proud to be able to harvest that deer. I've got a lot of history with that deer from last year. Real high and tight mainframe 9-point last year. Not for sure what happened with him this year, but he's got that funky stuff there on that one side. But I got a ton of trail cam pictures with that deer, or of that deer, and I actually was wondering where that deer actually had went to, and I was really surprised when I saw him hop over that fence with that doe. The sun was right there at the horizon. Hopefully that video does justice to that to that view. That's one of the prettiest views that out of these rednecks that I can ask for. And the hunt, it was a little warm this evening, but it was a great one. I thought for sure we were going to see at least one buck, but never did I expect to be able to see that particular deer. I thought that deer had moved on. I knew kind of where his, where that deer had been living at, especially during the rutting months, based off my K-Link cameras. But running the K-Link cameras, running those Browning trail cameras, it helped me really isolate those deer. I'll be able to show you guys some footage, both K-Link pictures as well as Browning trail cam pictures that I have or videos of that deer. So I'm just extremely blessed, to be able to do what I do. I love to be able to get out here, show you guys the what I love, what a lot of you guys' big passion is, and you know, one of the big things that I bought these redneck blinds for was not just for myself, but also to allow my family, you know, to get in here with me. I actually had my little girl with me on this hunt, and you know, she's always about big bucks, but you know, I try to teach her, you know, about the methods of my management and the way that, you know, I think that needs to be done, both harvesting does as well as bucks, and you'll keep that philosophy going. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and like always, best of luck on your guys' upcoming hunt.